The Go4Heroes final is finally there. NaVi goes up against Alternate Fancy. So it is the second squad that Alternate just picked up recently, the former Team Fancy that is now playing for Alternate. And this is the best of 3 series. Sky Temple is the first map and it's going to be a good one. Unfortunately, the draft screen got kind of lost, and therefore I'm just going to tell you the bans. We had a ban on Khaldor and also a ban on the Lost Vikings. You're going to see the team compositions in the game itself, but this is going to be a fun one. Fancy has been doing fairly well. They reached the finals here too, which was already an impressive feat, but NaVi, of course, with absolutely dominant play throughout the tournament so far. So let's see if Fancy can somehow stop that onslaught, or if they're just another team that falls a victim to the strong player of NaVi. Game number 1 coming up now.
Alright boys, we have our first game in the best of 3 series here at the final of the Go4Heroes Tournament. So far we've seen NaVi do exceptionally well in the tournament, taking down Kinguin, for example. It was a great game that they played there. Now they're up against Alternate Fancy, the second Alternate team. And well, we have on Sky Temple our first map in the best of 3 series to the left side. Breeze on Muradin, we have JPL on Sylvanas, Shrimpy is playing Zeratul, Splendor on Brightwing this time, and Eternal on Vala. To the right side of the map, it is Team Alternate Fancy with Tungjae on Uther, Davis on Tyrande, Blumby on ETC, Darkmok on Anubarak, and Crosby playing Jaina in this game. So this is going to be a fun one, especially, of course, since we are once again having Zeratul in play here. We've seen interesting Zeratul play today already. The focused attack talent got changed in the last patch and does now more damage, and therefore a few Zeratul players have started to change their style up a bit and are going more in an auto attack damage build instead of going for the cleave. Oh, Zeratul talking about him. He's actually getting stunned out by Darkmok and Anubarak at the bot lane, going for the Beetle build with the extra damage on the level 1 talent. Up to the top, we're currently seeing Crosby, Davis, and Blumby starting to move in for that. Yeah, Splendor, JPL, and Eternal are trying to push that in, especially Sylvanas, of course, is amazing for that with the Black Arrow and also the Shadow Dagger. The mid lane is where we're seeing Muradin going up against Tungjae, so it's Uther versus Muradin. There shouldn't be too much happening over there. Oh, but the kill against JPL up at the top. He's replacing Celium here for NaVi. And we're seeing now Eternal moving in together with Splendor. They're not going to get a counter kill here or anything. They're also going to lose the Watchtower thanks to that early kill from Alternate Fancy. And Blumby is coming in from behind, trying to use that, pushes them in, they get the stun against Vala, Vault not being used, Vala actually getting a lot of damage in, Eternal waiting for a long time with that. I'm liking it. Very cool composure by him here. Talents, no surprises so far. We're having the Deep Chill, Conjurer's Pursuit. We are seeing also on the side of NaVi a focus on the Thunderclap build for Muradin. We're having a block on Zeratul, and the top lane, of course, still where most of the action is currently happening. Once again, Splendor is under a lot of pressure. Blumby, on the other hand, trying to escape here. Haunting Wave moving in, but he's not jumping after it. Blumby gets to the well and heals up once again. At the bot lane, Zeratul going up against Anubarak. These two not really liking each other. Good stun against Shrimpy, but is not forcing anything. Brightwing is taking the top temple now in the first temple phase. In the mid lane, we're having a temple taken by Breeze. So 2 temples are actually firing against for NaVi against Alternate Fancy right now. Splendor is moving back, a kill against Vala, but still nice damage done already. The problem is that 4-man rotation to the top lane is starting to do some work. 2 kills against 0, but getting all those shots in, that was definitely something. It was a very nice move on the side of NaVi, but they of course are still behind in experience by just a bit. Ah, there comes Blumby. Splendor keeps himself alive with a quick protective shield, but then comes Jaina with a good blizzard, and suddenly NaVi is struggling. So this is not really as dominant as we've seen them perform against Kinguin and the games before, and also against LDLC. Suddenly they found an opponent who is really starting to give them a bit of trouble. We are already having now the temple taken, the mid completed up to the top. There is still a bit of a fight going on. Level 6 on the other hand is on the board in just a few seconds for Alternate Fancy. They still haven't picked talents on Uther and on ETC. It's going to be the double neck guitar, there it is, and another protective shield. The talent that we see taken very rarely these days is Healing Ward, and that's why we're having Tyrande also also going for protective shield instead of anything else. Splendor, Tyrande just a bit late on that stun attempt, but Devis is also in trouble here since the Eternal was starting to move in. Good kill for Navi, the first one for them, and they are getting the rest of the shots up at the top temple. So they are actually starting to destroy not only the wall over here, but already pressuring the tower and the fort itself. So when it comes to structures, they are doing a lot more damage here. I'm really liking this. If you are just looking at the map right now, they have taken down a lot more than those. But in experience, the two teams are still seeing eye to eye. Remorseless taken. On Zeratul, it is the normal build with gathering power and first aid, no focus on auto attack. JPL trying to go for a Nuburak. The stun saves him for now, but Jimpy's already Shrimpy's jumping in, and the stun by Breeze finishes the Nuburak off. Well played here by them. The rotation in time. The top lane where Splendor is still getting experience for his team. And these three need to rotate down if they don't want to give up the temple, because, well, they are sorely needed there. Or they will be sorely needed. They need to start to rotate away. Splendor's of course going to try and hold the top lane so that he can blink to the rest of the team and soak some extra experience. And right now we have already Navi in an experience lead once again. We're seeing, by the way, an adjustment on the build for Vala, and I like it a lot. We've been talking about it in the past, and I'm going to point it out again. You are flexible on your level 4 talent if you want to go for multi-shot. The important part is that you take Frost Shot or Frost Arrow, and that you take Composite Arrow. On level 4 you're flexible, and with Searing Attacks on 7, he wants to do the extra damage with the right click and goes for Manticore instead. We've seen all kinds of variations on level 4 for Vala. It makes sense with the changes that she experienced 2 patches ago with battle momentum taken away, and this is just another one of those hybrid builds. Tangjae is in trouble here at the bot lane, and already the jump. Oh, the stun against Murin. Wow, they are really keeping him away from Tangjae. They are saving their healer, and they nearly kill him. They actually could still kill him, but Tangjae is also very low, and so is Bloomby. They're all trying to get away here. A nice brawl that we have between the two teams. Here comes the temple at the bot lane. Now all the way up at the top we still see Jaina going up against Splendor, and Splendor is kind of low on his right wing. He's going to heal himself up very soon once again, but the experience for the teams is the same. Only one mule in the game, and that's a mule on the side of Alternate Fancy. They have picked it here on the side of Tyrande, so that will help them to just get their structures back to full health once again. We're having also Just Keep Rocking being used here. Down here at the bottom, well, it's the first few shots for Alternate Fancy. They are moving in with that. They're trying to at least get those, and that fight is going to be the important one, and Brightwing is just staying top because he wants to get the level 10 for his team, and he will, and then he's going to go down and help them out. So Alternate Fancy, they have to make something happen now or never, and it looks like it's going to be never. That 10 is going to hit them hard, and they have to retreat right now. That temple is taken by Breeze. Brightwing is still staying up at the top, doesn't even have to rotate just yet. Void Prism, we have Avatar, we have also Wailing Arrow, of course, and there is the Blink heal as Vala is still undecided. Level 10 for both of the teams now, but the temple is nearly gone. Here comes Brightwing finally coming in, but too late! Sylvanas is getting annihilated, and decent Void Prism hitting too, but this is them struggling. There comes the Nuburak with a Web Blast and isolating another hero, and all of a sudden it is Alternate Fancy who gets 2 kills. They lost Uther, but they took out not only Zeratul but also Sylvanas, and there goes Vala. Wow, so much momentum all of a sudden coming in. Splendor is also going to die here. Great moves by Alternate Fancy. 7 kills against 3. Brightwing just a bit too late with a jump to the bot lane. Got a bit too greedy here. They did not try to capitalize on the level 10 immediately. And when Alternate Fancy was moving in, Brightwing was just missing. Didn't get the opportunity to heal Sylvanas. And now Navi is starting to rotate on the lanes again to make sure that they get the experience there. We have also an ETC now, finally the heroic ability taken, Stage Dive coming into play for them here. And at the bot lane it is Bloomby who still soaked the last few shots on the towers. We are having them moving up to the top right now. Eternal in position, starting to get experience, pushing this back. The builds fairly common with Frostbitten on level 7 for Jaina and also the Arcane Intellect. The teams are starting to, well, push out the lanes, get the mercenary camps where possible. And in this case, this also means the Bruiser camp at the top, where we have Eternal and JPL rotating in together with Shrimpy. It's a 4 versus 3, but Crosby's moving in now too. ETC with the jump, and suddenly Navi is outnumbered, and they are losing Brightwing. They kill Tyrande. JPL and Eternal are trying to dish out the damage, especially Vala with her Strafe, of course, and they actually steal the camp away, and they get the kill against Uther. He really wanted this. This happens so often that you really just see that camp taken by your opponent and you think like, alright, if I move in and just block them for a bit longer, we might get it. But they had Jaina not with the team. Crosby was at the bot lane, was still doing some work there, and therefore they couldn't win that fight here. They lose to Heroes. It's 12 versus 12, a really fast-paced game. I'm liking it. They're trying to save the fort up here, and they kill Zeratul. The mule is there, and they actually save it. Oh my god! That must be annoying. And the kill against Meridian. Wow! Alternate Fancy. They are showing their skills in this game, aren't they? Oh, this is great. They're moving up against the fort at the top now, and this is a fun one. Right now the keep is, or the fort is being healed. The 13 talent is ready. There is a spell shield on a Nubarak, overflowing light for Tyrande. We're seeing Showstopper taken over groupies on level 13, and once again the fast sprint here for Jaina. If you are a girl, you want to get your shoes, and that's exactly what Jaina got there. So the red shoes, that is. Tyrande, well, she's been around for a couple of thousand years, so she's not that vain anymore. She wants the overflowing light because she is thinking, oh well, that Wailing Arrow, whoa, that didn't hit anything. That was actually really well done. She couldn't activate the Wailing Arrow again. That was a perfect timing. If you're stunned out or webbed, of course you can't activate that Wailing Arrow faster than you wanted to. So that really worked out for Alternate Fancy. I don't think that that was really planned, but it worked perfectly. 3 heroes down again, and we've been talking about momentum like the entire day, and currently it is working against Navi. We had so much momentum going for them against LDLC, against Kinguin. They played absolutely amazing there, and right now they are really starting to struggle. Blumbio, of course, with the stage dive is just the counter to Brightwing when it comes to global experience, when it comes to like lane soaking. He's now the one who can always go to the offlane and then jump into the team fight together with Brightwing. That's really important here for him. We're having 15 versus 13. Still 1 level difference between the two teams. 5 kills against 13. But Navi still has an opportunity in this. They are not out just yet. This is not one of those games where they're too far behind. They will of course miss out of the level 16 talent for a few minutes, but they still can turn this around. The 13 talent gave them evasive fire. We're having them with also Wormhole. Oh my god, but the kill against Vala. Frost shot taken, but a bit out of position on Eternal there, and he is getting taken out there. Now Ice Block already on the board, and here comes again an attempt to take down Breeze. He's running away with his car, but everything is missing. These jukes, oh my god, he's juking everything. How the crap is he doing that? Did you see that? He juked a Nubarak twice on the card. He juked not all, he juked everybody. Every single one of the heroes. He was able to get away there. I thought he was dead for sure. Everything he was able to get away. From Jaina, from a Nubarak, from... wow, that's amazing. Zeratul, on the other hand, is not that good. Apparently he gets taken out and just blown away. That Draclo thrown over the entire map. So yeah, that didn't really work for him. But wow, those jukes on Breeze, that was... I would be mad if I was an Alternate Fancy in that situation. It was be like, what? We really didn't get that guy? Did that really just happen? Did he just troll 4 of us? And hell yeah, he did. Davis and Crosby, they're there. We have now level 17 nearly hitting for them. That's 16 talent already is great, and they're trying to use it up at the top. Lumbi actually needs to be careful. Great Starfall. Perfect Starfall. You have to commit so much if you really want to go for ETC there, and that can be turned around quite quickly. Of course, you bait out a heroic ability, but Dev is really saving ETC there on putting, well, Navi in a very difficult spot. Do you want to engage here? Do you eat that Starfall? Do you go into that gap and then maybe you'll get annihilated by an opponent that has his team ready to defend him? Or do you just move back? And they decided to play it safe here, and that was a good choice. The 16 talent is going to be ready for them any second now. Currently we have Benediction, 2-shot Aura, Imposing Presence, 1 Blood for Blood, and also, is it Numbing Blast? No, Northern Exposure taken here. Same time though, we're currently seeing at the bot lane a push against that wall. Oh, Sylvanas. It is great how they're getting their kills in. 16 kills against 5. Alternate Fancy is doing an amazing job here. They have 4 Siege Giants pushing that lane right now. That setup alone is already great. There's the Web Blast. They're trying to lock that up. Well, can they get the stuns in? Here comes the Blizzard, the first one, and the immediate move by Eternal moving away. ETC jumping in now. They are going for their keep. They're going to get their keep. Are they going to get Breeze? Apparently not. He's jumping away with the Dwarf Force. Heals himself up at the well. 16 talent is there with a Stone Form now too. And this is getting super good right now. We're having, at the same time now, Cold Embrace taken for a burst attempt. We're also seeing the double bombs. We have Quitterize and Blood for Blood. So that's a great game so far from Alternate Fancy, but at least now NaVi has an opportunity to win one of those team fights. And let's be honest, they need to win one. If they don't win a team fight now, those temples are going to wreak havoc at their structures soon enough. The first keep is already down, and now the temples are going to attack the second one. Over here, Breeze is getting a stun in, but they need to make something happen. They don't even care about the top temple. They're trying to win the team fight, and so far a good dodge on the side of NaVi. This time we have the Wailing Arrow in, and they get the kill against Jaina. A lot of the DPS is already gone. This is their opportunity. Immediately the Web Blast being used. We still have the Starfall in action. ETC moving back again. Shrimpy jumping away, but getting killed in the last second. The stun attempt by Davis. Everybody's low inside of NaVi, but so are the Alternate Fancy player. Breeze is in the middle of things, and he is taking down Uther right now. There comes the strafe by Eternal. Now that most of the stuns are already gone, he's trying to go in again against Davis, but he doesn't get that kill. There's no slow shot anymore. They're moving back, but they are playing a 4 versus 3 right now. They have an opportunity to take these temples, but Bloomby and the rest of the team, they already healed up at the well, and they're trying to go in again for the temple. Breeze is still up at the front line. The top about to be taken by Nubarok, but Brightwing is there. Splendor is trying to do what he can to keep that temple alive, but if he is getting killed, that would be horrible for them. Blinks away in the last second, dodges ETC's. Oh, that power slide from ETC was really well done by Splendor. Breeze, Splendor, Eternal, they're already on their way up to the top. There's JPL. JPL out on the map, and he's trying to go in on Sylvanas. We have still one hero down for Alternate Fancy, and there they go again. Alternate Fancy moving back. They got a few shots in, but not too many. 19 versus 18. It's actually close in experience. It's a problem with structures. That's the big problem they're running here. Objectives, the structures. That is really where Alternate Fancy is far, far ahead. In experience, yeah, they're going to hit level 20 faster, but you could play passive and wait for your own 20 ability. The problem is just that they cannot afford to do that, since they have so few structures on the board that every single one that is getting taken out by now counts. JPL jumping away with a Haunting Wave, once again escaping here. Shrimpy in the last second moves away now too. Eternal starting to rotate down to the bot, and oh my god, like this game, Alternate Fancy is impressing today. They are once again really impressing with their performance here. Good rotations, great snipes, very good coordination of their stuns to get the constant stun lock against the heroes that we're seeing for Alternate Fancy, for NaVi on the map, and they have the level 20 now. That puts them strategically into a great position. They could go for boss if they wanted to. They could take boss, and it looks like they want to. They have Redemption on Uther, Storm Shield on Tyrande, could go for a second one even on ETC if they don't want to go for the crowd pleaser here. We have them with a Hardened Shield, and Shrimpy is getting killed again. Shrimpy is having a really bad game here. He got killed 6 times already. They see him every single time that he moves. It started with Darkmog already stunning him out before the game even started on that bot lane. And now with one hero down and them in possession of level 20, they can of course go straight for the boss. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Oh, the stun and the silence! And Uther is down. That was a good move by NaVi, but this is still going to be very difficult for them. Here comes the first heroic ability. Once again we had the Web Blast in, but already out. Whoa! Darkmog! Darkmog dies! They kill the Nubarok! Breeze is going for it! This might be the opportunity that they've been waiting for, but Brightwing is dead. They don't have a healer any longer. Breeze is still in the thick of things, and of course Tangji and his Uther already coming back thanks to Redemption. Oh, Sylvanas is down, and yeah, this is the expected result from the fight. This is Alternate Fancy getting kill after kill in. They're going now for Breeze. He's trying to escape with another jump, but Bloomby is going to have another power slide ready in a second. Face melt first, and goodbye Muradin. The dwarf is dead, and even the level 20 talent didn't really help him here. We're having a double rewind on Brightwing and also on Zeratul, but those hit very, very late, and Muradin with a hardened shield was trying to do his best. Eternal now being pushed into a corner. This is just a slaughter at this point. 22 kills against 10. Navi was fighting tooth and nail the entire game, trying to come back into this, but they just never really got the chance. Here's once again Schwimpy, stun after stun, blinks away, another stun, and he gets wrecked into the face once more. That guitar right into the teeth, and that didn't really go well with Zeratul. Very well played here by Alternate Fancy. And, well, Navi was actually doing great. They were starting, well, they were behind and they were saying, okay, what can we do? What can we do? Which fights do we take? They were doing well. They were doing whatever they could. They were trying to take those few opportunities that they had, and they were close. But now they are losing the keep in the mid lane. They are about to go up against the boss of Alternate Fancy, and once that happens, this could be the opportunity that the red team was looking for to end the game. Keep in mind that there's another temple also in the mid lane that is still about to be taken. And whatever Fancy does, they can play the objectives, they can play the map, they don't even have to commit to team fights anymore. Breeze is jumping in, this is the last attempt that they have, and it is not gonna work. It's a 2 versus 4 here, 3 versus 4. Web Blast being used. Well, actually, Navi is doing a lot of work. Breeze on Muradin, wow, this is impressive that he is still alive. They keep him alive. They are not able to make that happen, are they? No, there goes Muradin, and this is the boss now. But, oh my god, if they would have been in a 5 versus 5 or 4 versus 5 from the start in this battle, this could have ended differently. JPL is once again on the run. He's going for the French defense here, and at this point, it's, yeah, this is fruitless. This is, of course, completely in vain. They're trying to do what they can, but the game is over. The boss is going to go in and end things. Schwimpy is trying to escape. He has a void prison. He's trying to get away. Well, actually, is he going to get away? The owl is missing him this time. Yeah, but he's low. He has to be back. The boss is already at the core. Bloomby is on his way too. And what a game. This is something. This was well played. Healing 64,000 on Uther, 47,000 on Brightwing. Yeah, 50% on the core, and of course with that last kill, 27 kills against 11. Alternate Fancy with the lead in the best of 3 series. A great game by them. A great game that they played here, and that was impressive performance. The lead for them, and let's go into game number 2 to find out who is going to take the GO4Heroes final.
Whoa, wait a second. Alternate, what's going on here? Alternate Fancy, they take the game and they destroy Navi here. Really impressive play that we saw from them. That was well done by Fancy, gaining the momentum, Navi always trying to come back, and they actually nearly did it. They nearly did it. Navi was very close to winning one of those fights later on in the game when they were on even talents with their opponents. But Fancy, they kept the control, they kept their composure, and they won the first map. So now, boys, we are going into the second one. Fancy has the lead. Alternate Fancy, if they win one more map, then they are through the tournament, and they are the victor, and they will have defeated Navi. Navi needs to win 2 in a row now if they want to turn things around, and this is going to be pretty good. Navi wasn't really too happy with the result of the first game, you can already believe that, so we are jumping into game number 2 to find out what they can do here to take down Alternate Fancy.
The second game in the final of the GO4Heroes Tournament. Navi is down 1 map. Alternate Fancy, they won the first map, and now we are looking at Tomb of the Spider Queen, our second map in the best of 3 of the tournament. We're currently seeing to the left side, Muradin, played by Breeze for Navi once again. JPL is playing Kel'Thas. We're having Eternal on Vala, Schwimpy is playing ETC, and Splendor on Brightwing. The lineup for Alternate Fancy, on the other hand, oh, there's so much to talk about here. Tangje playing Uther, Devis on Tyrande, Bloomby on Diablo, solo tank for the team, Darkmok on Zeratul, and Crosby on Jaina. Great drafts for the 2 teams. I'm really liking the setups, but there's so much to talk about that. Diablo as the solo tank was such a surprise to me. I've seen a few games with Diablo played in the current meta. I've played a few games with him myself, and he lost so much sustain in the last patch. He's more a bruiser than a solo tank now, does a fair amount of damage. And in this game, it's all about Bloomby if he can keep Diablo alive or not. We're going to talk about that in a second. A double frontliner lineup on the side of Navi with Breeze and Schwimpy. Diablo already eating the first Stormbolt here, and Tungje is down at the bot lane. The setup, before we talk about talents, let's talk a bit about the setup here in general. Alternate Fancy has an amazing amount of synergy. Blumby at the beginning of the game together with Tyrande can just go in from stun into stun as we were used from in the last patch. That works very, very well. But oh, that's exactly the problem right there. Down goes Diablo. Look how fast he dies. Walking into a bit of a trap. They might get the counter kill against Shrimpy with Tangji moving in. No, Eternal with the vault in the last second. The Owl missing. Good attempt by Davis to finally kill him. And they get the kill against Uza now. So a 2-0 already in kills in favor of Navi. As I was saying though, the synergy between the heroes that we are seeing for Alternate Fancy is absolutely amazing. Diablo and Tyrande is one of the best roaming squads that you have in the game. They can do serious work. Even with Uther, you have just that combo stun. Later on, when you have the heroic abilities, Zeratul can start with a Void Prism setup. You go into Apocalypse on Diablo, and then there comes the Starfall from Tyrande, the Blizzard from Jaina. There is so much that he can do with this. The big problem is that Diablo lost his sustain in the patch. He's more a bruiser, and keeping him alive is going to be a pain. If, on the other hand, Blumby is able to do that, then they can have a great game here, but it is going to be oh so difficult. With a double frontliner setup on the side of Navi, they are having ETC here for his power slide. There's also Muradin, who also did a lot of work in the last game. Nice moves by Shrimpy. He's going to die eventually, but he's going to wait it out for the longest time, and they might get the counter kill against Blumby, and down goes Diablo. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. Very well done by ETC here, dodging also the stun on Tyrande, so moving into the other direction. He knew that he would die here, and they get the counter kill against Diablo at least on top of that. So they run a setup that is heavy, relying on a heavy front line. They have in the back Vala and also Kel'Thas for the extra damage, and this is going to be a great game on a great map. Thunderclap build for Muradin once again. The bot lane here, Brightwing, going on level 1 for the scouting drone. I'm liking the talent a lot on this map. It's one of the best talents on level 1 to take, since you are actually able to control both of the turn-in points here. We've been speculating a bit earlier already about a potential Shadow Stalk and a right-click build and an auto-attack build on Zeratul, since that's an option that they have against Kel'Thas if they feel the threat. Oh, but before that happens, Splendor dies at the bot lane to a 4-man gank. And we actually have that build that I've been talking about. We do not see focused attack on level 7. The talent was changed in the last patch and does now a lot more work and therefore good damage. But we have Vorpal Blade being used here. So it looks like we are going to see more of a focus on the right-click build on Zeratul. As I said, it's not only the Void Prism setup that they could use. If they just want to snipe Kel'Thas every single time instantly at the beginning of the fight, they can go for Shadow Stalk on Zeratul and use that with the Divine Shield on Uther to get the kill against Kel'Thas, or at least put so much pressure on him that he can't do anything about it. Kel'Thas also going for an interesting talent on level 1. I want to highlight that once again since we've been talking about this earlier. Oh, but before that happens, Crosby isolated, and he goes down. The Kel'Thas comp working well, going for the gravity lapse here. But he chose Gathering Power on level 4. And as a Kel'Thas player, Gravity Power on level 4 really shows that you have a lot of confidence, because that hero is dying a lot. You are very squishy, you are a glass cannon, and oftentimes what you will see instead is Netherwind being used, because it's just so much easier to really get the gravity lapse in. It helps you a lot, it's faster, it travels farther. It's great to take that talent, and normally you're dying on Kel'Thas a couple of times during the game, so keeping your Gathering Power stacks is extremely difficult. So that's why it's a bit of a surprise to me to see that talent. Most players seem to go away from it and tend towards the Netherwind. Now we're having the level 7 coming in. Fission Bomb already taken. Again, the attempt to interrupt the turn-in of the gems. We're having, besides the Vorpal Blades on level 4 on the side of Alternate Fancy, for them also a double protective shield once again. And Diablo goes for Fire Devil. So he's not really changing that build. The Bruiser build for him relies on Fire Devil, on Battle Momentum on level 7, and then on 13 you're going into your Firestorm talents once again, which is extremely strong and can do quite a lot of damage. He doesn't take a talent just yet though, but Tyrande goes for Battle Momentum here. Up to the top, once again the attempt to turn in from Davis. Diablo still reluctant to take his 7 talent, but we're having the Searing attacks on Zeratul. I so could see a Shadow Stalk here. It really excites me that the meta is shifting so much, because you have heroes like Kel'Thas in there where you can suddenly start to go for a Shadow Stalk even, which is a talent that was absolutely unheard of in competitive play. We had a few matches with it just yet, but they are still quite rare. But with Kel'Thas being such a big threat, it is an option. Once again, Diablo at the front line. Just look at that. Oh, the damage! And in comes Grease. Oh, wow. Muradin, you little dwarf, you. takes him down, and they kill Crosby as well. 7 kills against 2. The Web Weavers are descending as well. Another kill against Tyrande. NaVi is angry. NaVi is mad. NaVi is on the move right now. After the last game, after they lost there, they were saying, oh boy, this is going to be the time where we are moving in. We are going to show them who we are. What are they thinking? Taking us down like that, making us look back at the first map. This is our hour to shine. Soul Steal taken now to adapt a bit and at least gain a bit more health that you get from the Black Soulstone trade. Uther now taking down in the bot lane too. These rotations are absolutely incredible. The level 9 is there. They have a solid lead in experience, and thanks to the Web Weavers, they are destroying even more structures to just increase on that. Just Keep Rockin' taken on level 7 for ETC, and now we're having Phoenix being used together with Avatar. Mosh Pit is also ready on ETC, and Blink Kill plus Strafe on the 2 remaining heroes, Brightwing and Vala. At the top lane, Set Brightwing is currently trying to get a bit more experience against Darkmok on his Zeratul. They are about to reach level 9 here. Can they turn in? Well, not just yet. They need to wait a bit longer. The Web Weavers are still not completely down. Now 14 seconds still there. Mid lane pressure. That level 10 is what they are trying to use right now. And again, we have on Vala, by the way, that hybrid build where you go for Manticore on level 4 instead of Arsenal. Can use that. The reasons, we mention them often enough. We don't have to go over that once again. Ford already eliminated here. So much pressure by NaVi. Oh my god, they are controlling this beautifully. But the level 10 is going to give Alternate Fancy a chance to come back into this game, and that's what they're working for right now. In a situation like this, you have no other choice. You need to play passive. Well, talking about passive, Tungjae, well, where are you thinking you're going? Well, I guess he saw the rotation coming. That was the only way where he could escape. He's trying to buy himself some time, but Breeze is already rotating over. Tungjae is really deep in enemy territory, but dying in the end. It is Void Prison. Unfortunately, like, it would have been fun to see Shadowstalk, but it is the more traditional talent. And of course, the setup that I've been mentioning earlier already with the start, with Apocalypse, with Starfall, makes also a lot of sense. And so far, I feel that problem hasn't really been only Khaldor, it's the entire team. So it's not like they only need to snipe one hero to look good in a team fight, and therefore that is definitely the better choice for them. So it makes sense. It's just such a great Bombo combo setup that it would have probably been a bit of a waste to try and just only snipe Khaldor here. They're using their own Web Weavers now to move at the bot lane in for the first tower kill. They get that, and also going to get hit a second one. But NaVi is rotating. They have 4 heroes here. It's a 4 versus 5. Brightwing soaking EXP up at the top. 12 versus 10. That's the levels right now. And a rotation from Zeratul to the top lane. They don't really have any Web Weavers left, and they didn't really kill too much with that. Down here, of course, Khaldor is starting to gain some momentum now that the fission bombs have been taken on level 7, but he really wants to have that flamethrower and also on level 16 then ignite. Unless he's really going for that additional living bombs talent on level 13, which is of course an option, but in this case and in this gameplay scenario for them, I guess flamethrower, the extended range on Flame Strike, would make a lot more sense for them. So we have Alternate Fancy rotating throughout the map. At the bot lane, it's just like the attempt to get even more of those gems, and currently there are 60 gems on the board for NaVi. We have 41 for their opponents, so if they get a turn in, then they can easily get another Web Weaver wave. Splendor is doing a splendid job at the top lane to get additional experience for his team, and that will result in a much earlier level 13 for them. So they are using that and can now safely turn in. Flamethrower has been taken, Frost Shot. We have also Thunderstrike taken for the extra damage against targets. The turn-in is starting. ETC going for the Spell Shield, playing the safe game here. And Shrimpy completes the turn-in as Ice Block is taken for Brightwing on Splendor. They're moving in and they're going towards boss. Are they actually able to? They're aggroing the boss, and by now that's of course also something that the opponents are going to know in just a few seconds. So at this point we're going straight for it. They're already moving in onto the bot lane. Yep, Breeze and JPL are there. Splendor and Eternal are on the move and are trying to still keep the aggro on the boss. They could take him, but he's already gone. And of course that extra talent would probably not have been enough to really allow them to take it there. The blue Web Weavers are released and they are moving in. Oh, that Web Weaver is, by the way, a bit confused, running through the wrong direction. Look at that damage, by the way. Wow, Moshpit doing work. Kill against Jaina, jumping in again. Bloomby already down. Tungjae about to be stunned out again. and they're going straight for the 4-tier up at the top lane. NaVi is in full control of this game. They're doing exceptionally well here. They have 13 kills against 2, and currently Alternate Fancy is experiencing how it feels to get snowballed. That's what they did to NaVi in the last game, and at this point they are getting a taste of their own medicine, and they are probably not liking that too much. They are 3 levels behind. By the time that they are going to get their 13 talent, it's very likely that NaVi is able to rely on level 16 already, which is going to be amazing for them. So here we go, once again from where we were down, bot lane being defended as well, and NaVi is rotating through the map once more. Should take down that wall. I'm really allergic to just random walls on the map that don't make any sense. Get that vision away from your opponent. So yeah, looking at the damage, just to give you a bit of an idea about the healing power and the rest of the stats here. The damage, the hero damage, especially on Vala, is of course right now exceptional, but that's going to change once that Cal class hits 16. Then we should see him with a lot more damage against the opponent. The mid wave is about to be taken, and there's still 48 gems on the map for NaVi, and if they get Dark Mog, then they are going to relieve the opponents of a lot of those, but there's the 5-man move, and they're going straight for the stun on Kel'Thas. Water Elemental already coming into play immediately at the front line. Diablo is trying to do his thing. Shrimpy, where's the power slide? Not using it just yet. The Phoenix is zoning the opponent out already. Shrimpy with the power slide, but missing that. Here comes the Void Prisons that are only hitting Splendor, but they're trying to go straight for a stun against ETC again, but we are moving in once more with a great strafe, but it gets interrupted. They're trying to get the kill against Tangje and against Zeratul. He gets Divine Shielded, but still stunned out and down. Crosby rushing away with a sprint on level 13 right now. Him and Blumby, they're able to get away, or are they? Breeze is moving in. Breeze jumps, Breeze stuns, and Breeze misses. But ETC is there, and whoa, it just blow Jaina up. It's another triple kill for NaVi. They get 3 kills, 58 gems that they can now turn in to get another Web Weaver's release. We're having, of course, Ignite now taken, Stone Form, Blood for Blood. ETC could go for, well, he has a lot of choice on level 16 and they could go for. We're having him go for Speed Metal for the additional movement speed, and he has Quitterize. They're jumping in once again. Shrimpy actually got thrown behind the wall. There comes the Phoenix, zoning everybody out. Shrimpy surviving. Would have been a very bad loss for them, losing him here, since he has 33 of the gems. So he's starting to turn those in right now, and that could, it's actually not completing the turn in, but it's going to get them quite close. Having the rotation towards the mid lane again, the turn in is actually completed now. Blue Web Weavers are again on the move, and the 16 talent is of course going to give NaVi a huge advantage here. They're trying to go boss, they want to finish it right now. They know that they're 2 level ahead, nearly 3. They're going for boss, they are in the throw pit. They are in the throw pit. Is it gonna be once again the downfall of a team that is ahead, or will this be the demise of Alternate Fancy? They're stunned against Muradin. Phoenix coming to play. Oh, a 3-man Void Prism, and Breeze was trying to get into it, but he gets stunned out. There comes also the Apocalypse, once again straight being used by Eternal. Nice moves here. Blumby low, Gravity Lapse against him. Shrimpy nearly dead, but gets away. Tyranda's not so lucky. Neither is Uther. They are going straight for the kill now against Jaina, and Diablo is dead as well. Only Darkmog is surviving. I'm not sure if he's really going to be able to survive for too long. No, he's not. If he doesn't have a blink, then he is dead. Meat Eternally is even able to chase him. Nope. Oh my god. It was a good move. It was a good attempt. But Shrimpy is already there. Speed up. And Darkmog is just like on the run. He's running now and he gets away. In Heroes, oftentimes it doesn't make sense to chase your opponent for too long, and this is one perfect example. Rather go over here, do damage to the keep, take it down. Mid lane is being attacked, of course. The Web Weavers, they are everywhere. At the bot lane, they are there as well, and right now this is just a disaster for Alternate Fancy. They are 4 level behind. They're trying to get their stuns, their comps, something, but they lose the keep in the mid lane. The bot lane is still being attacked. The Web Weavers are doing work and nearly killing this one off as well. And at this point there is just, I mean, how do you come back from a position like this? Losing 2 keeps already, your opponent just dominating you in every single team fight. 20 kills against 3. This looks like a hopeless case. No 16 talent yet. Maybe with that they're able to win a team fight, but that's the only chance that they have. Win a team fight, turn in, maybe take boss at the same time, and then ride that momentum wave to take them down. But getting that getting there is the important part, and I don't know how they could do that. It looks impossible now at this point. Once more, the move into the mid lane. That's why we're having 5 heroes currently just rushing in. Eternal, Splendor, JPL, Shrimpy, and Breeze. They want to have map number 3. They lost the first one, and they didn't like that feeling at all. This time, they have an opportunity to tie the series and then force the 3rd map. And that's, of course, what we want to see as well here. The boss is, again, the focus of attention for them. The Owl already flying past. So now they start to attack it. You can check the tab, actually, if your opponent is getting siege damage. And if he does, then you know that he's attacking one of those camps. That's still one of those small tricks that the pros sometimes go for. Shrimpy and Breeze are lying in wait with their frontline moves there. The power slide, of course, always ready on ETC. And Alternate Fancy, they know they have the 16 talent. The right click, the auto attack build on Zeratul now completed with Berserk taken. And we're seeing them with Benediction, Two-Shot Aura, and also the Northern Exposure. They want to blow a few heroes up. They want to do it fast. They could do it here. They're trying to. If they win on the 16 talents, they're 3 levels behind. That's a status advantage, but the talents are exactly the same. Here comes a good Flame Strike against Devis. Living Bomb is going to do even more damage. You need to fight now or never. If you try and delay the fight against Khaldor, you're going to be in trouble. Once again, here comes the stun. Void Prism only against 1 hero. That might not be enough. They're trying to go for Shrimpy. Apocalypse is being used. Good stuns, but Shrimpy, oh, they're killing 2, they're killing 3, and they're going for the rest of the team as well. Diablo over here is not making it, and this is GG. Well played, already called. They realize this is game, and at this point they can do whatever they want. They can go core, they can go boss, they can go for the 20s. It doesn't really matter anymore. Level 20 is going to come into play for them right now, but not that it matters. This is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to see a 3rd map between Team Alternate Fancy and NaVi after an exceptionally well-played game from NaVi on this map. A last kill against Jaina now 2 to round things off, and that was a perfect play by them. Great game so far, and I can't wait for game number 3 in this grand final at the GO4Heroes Tournament.
Game number 2, a completely different scenario than we had in the first game. Tomb of the Spider Queen as the map, and we saw Diablo as the sole tank of Alternate Fancy. Not really something that you see a whole lot because he's more on the squishy side, and it really showed. Against that double tank lineup that we're seeing from NaVi in this game, there was just nothing that they could do. They lost Diablo way too often, the fights turned against them, and they just didn't get a chance there. These fights started to snowball so hard. Of course, in theory, that combo potential that you have with Diablo there is absolutely amazing, but it just didn't work out for them. So, the series is tied. NaVi took map number 2, and we're going to go into game number 3. And guys, the draft alone was already a pleasure to watch. It started with a pick on, or with a ban on Brightwing, where Alternate Fancy said, alright, we don't want to deal with Brightwing anymore here, especially not on Dragonshire. And then now he was thinking about it, what do we ban out here? Do we ban Illidan? Do we ban Khaldor? And at some point they were just like, hey, screw it, we're going to ban Rhaegar out. And then they have to think about what they're going to take here, because that will create a ton of pressure on the healers. And Fancy just looked at it and was like, well, there's no way you're going to go double healer, right? And even if you do, we're fine with that, so we're going to pick Khaldor. That bad boy is just way too good. And NaVi picked Uther, Malfurion, and suddenly there was only Lily on the board. And Fancy, thinking about it, starting their draft, giving Lily the middle finger and saying, like, who can eat Lily? We're going to play this with Tyrande. An insane draft, insane compositions, and boys, this is game number 3 between NaVi and Team Alternate Fancy on Dragonshire.
The last map of the day, everybody. NaVi going up against Alternate Fancy, and this is going to be a treat. We had an amazing draft. To the left side of Dragonshire, our last map in the best of 3 series here in the grand final of the Zodiac Cup, we have Breeze for NaVi on Diablo, Eternal on Jaina, Uther is played by Splendor, JPL on Vala, and Shrimpy on Malfurion. Double healer lineup. There's so much to talk about here. That draft was insane. To the right side, Tungje on Tyrande for Alternate Fancy, Darkmog on Anubara, Crosby on Khaldor, Devis on Sylvanas, and Blumby on Mirrodin. The draft started off... Oh, the game starts off with some action here. Thanks for the support, bro. Donation sound coming in. Whoa, and the party starts with a kill against Diablo and a counter kill against Anubarak. That perfect timing on the hype train here. Yeah, that actually worked quite well with the game. We're going to talk about that later. Let's focus on the match here first. 1 kill against 1. The tank's been taken out. But guys, this draft was just out of this world. At the beginning, Alternate Fancy banning Brightwing, saying, hey, we don't want to deal with that. And then Navi thinking about it. What are we going to do there? Do we ban out Khaldor? If we do, they're going to have a great time here. And they... Oh, look at those two teams. They're just going straight for it. They don't care at all about laning. Down goes Malfurion. Down goes Anubarak again. What's happening here? Whoa, the aggression from them. I'm loving this already. I'm still trying to talk about that draft. We had a ban on Rhaegar by Navi. Them basically putting the pressure on the healer, on the support, saying like, you know what, we're not banning out Khaldor. We're not going to allow you to run your game, to run your comp. We are banning out Rhaegar right now. That leaves two good healers on the board, so you are kind of forced to pick either Malfurion or Uther, or you will run into trouble. And well, again, the stun against Diablo, and down he goes. Again! Diablo just not being all that tanky anymore. And well, as I already said, they didn't pick Malfurion. They didn't pick Uther. Instead, they were just sitting there and were saying like, no, we're not. We're just picking Khaldor. And Navi just picked both of the healers and was like, well, have fun with Lily, boys. And they didn't even pick Lily. They just said like, no, we're gonna only run Tyrande here. The last pick was suddenly a Malfurion, a Muradin for Alternate Fancy, and that left only the tank pick for Navi, and they decided to go into Diablo, who wasn't played as a solo tank in ages. And now in this game, level 4 versus level 3 right here. They're moving in once again down there. We have Shrimpy fighting 3 people, or at least trying to. The level 4 talent is finally available to them. We have 3 kills against 1 already up at the top. Crosby is getting taken down. He had one job, soak experience on the lane, and he gets wrecked by Jaina and Uther. We're having JPL pouring back already. Level 4 talents on 1 block into Fire Devil for Breeze. Is he going for the full Firestorm build once again? We're seeing down to the bot lane now. The attempt to just get more damage in with Darkmok on the Dragonite for a second. The level 4 talent Under King taken. Oh my god, increasing the range of Burrow Charge and the increased range on the Impale. I haven't seen that build in like an eternity. The last time I've seen that build was in a quick match. At this point, JPL, oh, stun against Jaina. Oh, the root! Oh, where's that Blizzard? I think still in cooldown. Eternal's getting attacked. They're trying to go for the kill. They're the heal with a double healer. They're still keeping everybody alive. Splendor is moving in with a stun. The stun against Tangji, but they don't get the follow-up. Jaina apparently with disconnect problems. They're at the worst moment possible. Oh my god, I think this could have been a kill. This could still be one, but they're not getting close enough. What a start into the game. We're having Netherwind taken on level 4. I'm liking it. No gathering power here for Khaldor on the side of Alternate Fancy. There is Envenom after with a win for Sylvanas, the standard build, and this time it is Arsenal. Arsenal taken for Vala, no Manticore, no hybrid build for the Vala player for Navi. A double protective shield though, and that's gonna help. Arcane Intellect. This game, this is it. Whoever takes this match is going to win the GO4Heroes Tournament. This is going to be fun. Double healer against double tank, and so far the double healer couldn't keep Diablo alive. He was dying, and he was dying a lot, and he probably will throughout the course of this game. Once again, the bot lane here. 4 heroes just trying to rotate through, stealing the camps away. Breeze is trying to do something, but he can't get in there. Level 7 was ready a bit faster for Alternate Fancy, and they're taking, in this case, now battle momentum on the side of Tyrande. We're having them also with the Impale talent taken, the Bed of Barbs on level 7, Fission Bomb, Remorseless, and up at the top, another kill against Khaldor. The Ragdoll getting thrown away, but Uther counter killed as Tangji and Blumbi are moving in. They have the roaming squad, they have Tyrande and Muradin. They can use the 2 of them to just go from lane to lane to lane, trying to get stun after stun and go straight for the kills here, and that's exactly what they are doing. We already have Enduring Growth, Searing Attack, Cleanse, Frostbitten, and Soul Steal for the heroes here. Breeze is gonna have the toughest job in the game, staying alive and trying to disrupt the front and back line, doing whatever he can to stay alive and do his work there, and that's of course what he's been trying to do already, but so far he has been dying quite a lot. The pressure on him is insane. Mid lane, again, 2 shrines taken, Breeze moving in, trying to disrupt him. Up at the top lane, the grab already, 1 shrine under control of Navi. Splendor has taken it here. Level 8.5 for both of the teams. No real advantage just yet. A tiny experience lead for Alternate Fancy, but it's not big enough to really matter here. 1 wave, that's all that it takes to get that grab close. Splendor Splender's trying to get away. A 5-man rotation. Oh my god, Splendor! And he goes down again, but the bot lane shrine is now taken. An additional experience here, of course, on the side of Navi. These rotations are doing work. These rotations are getting them kills, but they are also losing them experience on the lane creeps. Oh, the double stun again against Breeze. Oh my god, that is not possible. This is crazy. He gets away against 3 after all these. No, Blumby! Blumby coming in from behind the dwarf for the win. JPL is trying to punish him, but oh wow. Diablo did not expect that. Breeze didn't see that one coming, literally. Here comes level 10 Wailing Arrow. Shadow Stalk used. Oh my god. They're going for Shadow Stalk here. A talent that we haven't seen since Alpha. And of course, Phoenix, Wailing Arrow, Web Blast, and for Muradin it is going to be Avatar. Yes, there it is. Lightning Breath on Diablo. You want to get that damage. There is no heal. They do not have healing. So this is going to hurt them later on. And that's exactly what they're waiting for. They're trying to make that work here. Once again, they're going for the Beetle. They want to squash the Buck. And they're trying to take it. Here come the Heroics. We immediately have Lightning Breath taken. He doesn't get a kill in just yet. Breeze is already moving away. The Phoenix is zoning them out already. The double healer are trying to keep the tank alive. In jumps Blumby with the Avatar. He's getting his stun out. JPL at the same time with the Strafe gets the first kill against Sylvanas. And Tyrande is dying to the isolation of Blumby, and he goes down as well. Screw the isolation or the desolation of Smog. This is the desolation of Muradin. He died as the last one in here. They don't even take care of this. They're just going straight through the wall now, taking that out. Shadowstalk taken. Really surprised by that pick. It was a great talent. Vision on the map is of course important. Most of you probably don't even know what that does. So it stealths you, you can start an ambush, and it reveals the opponent. I could see that being a misclick, boys. That seems a bit like an odd choice. Of course, the potential is great to get away, maybe because they don't have a healer, they're trying to use it like that, but the zoning out capabilities of a Starfall are just much better, I feel, for that. Once again a Dragonite. This time it is for Navi. They're moving up to the top lane right now. They're trying to get that one in, down to the mid lane and the bot lane. There is where the rotations are currently happening. Let's look a bit at the damage here. What have we seen so far? Diablo currently looking at 4,000 only. Didn't get too much just in with that Lightning Breath. Up in the top lane, Eternal is being attacked by 3. 13,000 Vala. Bottom lane is being pushed. Lightning Breath again. Darkmock nearly dying. They're wrecking that wall here completely. 11,000 on the side of Kel'Thas. He's of course waiting for the 16. This game is a pleasure already. Up to the top, Eternal still trying to get that wall in. Level 13 for them. Navi with the lead. They got wrecked in the early game, but right now they're doing better. Shadowstalk already being used. They're starting to move in, going straight for Diablo once again. Here comes the Phoenix as well. They are using Gravity Labs to keep it in place. Shrimpy, and Silence interrupting the strafe that we saw by Bala. The kill against Malfurion. The first one already down. Breeze is trying to get away. Another stun is hitting Bala, and Breeze is running straight into the Tyrande stun. He goes down. Gravity Labs against Uther is ending the life of healer number 2, and during all that time the top lane being attacked by Eternal on his Jaina, who's trying to get the counter pressure in. They moved back a bit too late. The rotation was already happening, and at this point we're having just a trade, a fort for a fort. Not even that actually. The top lane here is still alive. This fort down here did not die just yet, and just like that, with one fight, we are suddenly seeing Alternate Fancy back to business. 9 kills against 7. The 13 talents are there. Look at those spell shields. 2 on the side of Navi, running one on Diablo, running the other one on Uther, trying to keep those boys alive. Anubarak and Muradin, the 2 tanks, are the ones that are also trying to rely on the spell shield here. The dwarf is doing work in these battles. Chain bomb being used. Screw defensive, screw flamethrowers, screw the range on your flame strike. They want to do the damage. This is what they are born for here. They are doing damage. They don't have a healer. They only have Tyrande. Well, they had Tyrande. Tyrande is down within a second. Bit out of position, no escape, and that's what happens to you. Frost shot taken also on the side of Vala, and they are starting to push in once again. We also have on level 13 improved Ice Block taken, and this is Navi moving in again. The Phoenix already being used on the side of Alternate Fancy. They're trying to zone them out, but they don't care. They just tank it. They're saying we have a double healer, boys. That Phoenix is not gonna do shit against us. 14 versus 13. Soon enough, 15 versus 14. They're moving in again. Are they going to take the mid lane now as well? Tyrande is back. They destroy well, and they're starting to move back here. Breeze still slow, then there comes the stun. Bloomby is there. Another stun. Darkmox is trying to follow it up, but they need to move back for now. Damage once again. Let's have a quick look at that. What are we talking about? 17,000 on Vala, 17,000 on Khaldor. Healing power, 11,000 on Tyrande. And here comes the Shadow Stalk again. They're trying to move in. They're trying to go for it. And here's the fight. Here's the battle. Here's the gravity lapse. And the stun. Phoenix coming in. Divine Shield saving Malfurion's old ass. And there comes the Lightning Breath. A perfect position for Lightning Breath. They need to keep Diablo alive. And they do. That was a really good position for Breeze there. He got a good shot at everybody in there. Great ult to zone them out. That bought them some time. But the Flame Strike is hitting. And it's hitting hard. And once again, Malfurion rooted. Bloomby gets one in the face and goes down. The bombs are everywhere doing damage, but now we have the lead for Navi once again. They're playing a great game here, and they're starting to rotate once more. 9 kills versus 9 kills. Alternate Fancy down 1 player. They need to somehow interrupt that Dragonite up to the top lane. Already one shrine taken, the one at the bot lane. That's where Shrimpy is active, and this is Uther's chance to grab Dragonite number 2, and they're using it. The 16 talent for them as well as Tyrande goes down to the bot lane. They're going to get more than that, aren't they? They're trying to at least. Darkmog and Crosby are already on the run. The 16 talent with Flame Strike, well, with the Flame, actually the Rampage talent taken, and a Nuvorak gets taken out as Breeze jumps in. Numbing Blast taking it as well. Benediction, of course, on Uther. What else? Going straight for... What is it going to be on Malfurion? What are we going to see here? He has a couple of options that he could aim for. They're seeing blood for blood first for Vala. And it is hard and focused over Tenacious Roots. They want more heal. They want more heal. They're playing to their strength. They're rushing in once again, this time for the keep at the bot lane. The 16 talent gives them such a huge lead in this game. And here comes the Lightning Breath again against the structures for the zoning. Chung Jae is eating a fair amount of damage already. Splendor always blocking at the front line with the Dragonite. Another breath of fire for him, and they are rotating back. They already did the damage. They killed the first keep, and only 12 minutes in. The rest of the force is still alive. They're trying to change that with Splendor now focusing on the mid lane, and he is going to obliterate this one, but already Shadow Stalk being used again. They're trying to go for another attempt to blindside them here, but that curveball is not working out. Oh, Breeze is there in the thick of things, and they take down Tyrande first. Great job by them. Darkmox, no heal for him, but neither is the heal. Oh, the invulnerability, Divine Shield being used. 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. Navi is taking everything apart. They're killing everyone. This is murder, and they're trying to end it. They're trying to end it. They have a small window. They have 18 seconds until Tyrande is back. They are not going for keep. They are going for core. They are going in right now. Breeze is leading their charge. 13 minutes in, and they want to end it. Navi is on the move. They're going straight for the kill against Davis, and they get it. They get the kill against Davis. Navi with the pressure. Lightning Breath once again. Oh my god, what is happening here? This third game in the final. They're jumping in once more. The stun on Tyrande, and they are gonna get core, aren't they? This is Navi winning the final of the GO4Heroes Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, with a 2-1 against Alternate Fancy. What a game and what a draft. GG and well played.
What a game and what a match. Navi takes it with a 2-1 after being down 1 map after the initial map that we started here with on Sky Temple. And in the last one, I mean on Dragonshire, that was crazy. At the beginning, the Diablo comp that we saw there, having Diablo as the only frontliner, Breeze got taken apart at the start. Like, he died several times right in the first few minutes, but then once the level 10s hit and really all that heal came into play too, suddenly there was just nothing that Alternate Fancy could do anymore. A back and forth game at the start, and at some point Navi just gaining enough momentum to really snowball that to victory. And they weren't kidding around, were they? Once they got an opportunity, they pushed through the bot lane. They ignored the fort on mid and top and just took the keep at the bot lane. They win another fight and they're saying, like, guys, we're not even bothering with the rest of the structures. We're going to go for core here. And they actually succeeded. Great play by Navi. A super dominant performance here in the tournament, and they take the victory. Alternate Fancy was still a very solid position there and also a very solid performance today, but Navi was just a bit too strong. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the tournament games and especially the final series here. If you did, give a video a thumbs up and also make sure that you drop a comment in the comment section. I'm going to see you guys soon for more Heroes of the Storm here on the channel. Stay tuned, and until then, bye bye.